Hello, Algebra 278, Mr. Lawrence here, and we're winding down this road. Almost done, almost time for the final exam, almost time for DC. Keep plugging away, we can do this. All right, well, today we're going to learn a more traditional way to factor trinomials when A is 1. So they'll be usually quadratic. Every now and then they could be a cubic or something like that. But usually they're quadratic, and the A term will be 1. And then tomorrow we'll talk about, sorry about that, I'm unplugging something. We'll talk about what to do when A is not 1. But let's check this out, okay? Now, in the past, I taught you to do this with 4 terms and rewrite it, and you were pretty good at it, but it didn't really stick. And some of the high school teachers don't like that method because they're saying it takes too long, and they're not comfortable with it. And so when they show their way, the kids are like, I have no idea what you're doing. Anyway, so let's see how to do this a more traditional way. Okay. I've got this x squared plus 7x plus 12, and I need to factor it. I'm going to make it look like a double distribution problem, right? It's going to have 2 quantities. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to list the factors of 12, and I'm going to list them as pairs in ascending and descending order, just like this. And I'm going to look and see is the 12 positive or negative. Since the 12 is positive, I know I'm adding. I need to add to get this number. I'm going to look for 2 factors of 12 that add to get this number. Of course, I couldn't use 1 and 6 because they're not factors of 12 together, right? They'd be factors of 6. I have to use numbers that multiply together make 12. So in this case, I think I'm going to have a 3 and a 4, right? So here's how easy this is going to factor. I'm going to have an x leading off each quantity, and then I'm going to have a 3 and a 4. And since there's a plus in the back, we'll do the Wendy's double stack. They'll both be positive. And there it is. I just factored that. Now some of you are going, hey, could I have just done that without listing the factors? Sure, you could have. I wouldn't list the factors when I was going to do it. So let me close my email here really quick. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go on to problem number 2. All right, so again, factors of 12. And we're adding, danger, Will Robinson, this one's not factorable. Let me put a negative 8 in there, I'm sorry. Okay. Excuse me. Don't laugh at me. All right. I need 2 factors of 12 that add to get 8. And some of you are going, wait, don't we need negative 8? Sure we do. Okay, I need 2 factors of 12 to get 8. I'm thinking 2 and 6 will work. So I'm going to have an x and an x, and I need my 2 and my 6. Plus in the back, it's the Wendy's double stack. Boom, boom, there we go. All right, if we do our double distributing, we're going to get a negative 2x and a negative 6x, which will make a negative 8x. So in this one, we're actually adding 2 negatives together. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Okay, tell you what, why don't you pause the video and try number 4. Try number 4. If you've done number 4, you should have come up with an x and a 9 and an x and a negative 4, and there you go. Multiply those 2 together, I get 36. This gives me a negative 9x, negative 4x, negative 13x. I'm done. All right, now number 3, it's a little bit different when C's not positive. When C is positive, we add. When C is negative, we're going to subtract. So I'm going to go ahead and list the factors of 24, 2 and 12. 3 and 8, 4 and 6, and I think that's it. Now I need to subtract to get this number. Well, I'm thinking 12 and 2. Now I have a question for you. Do we want the problem to be 12 minus 2? Or do we want it to be 2 minus 12? Well, I think we want 12 minus 2, don't we? Watch how easily this factors. X, excuse me, plus 12 minus 2. And there you go, it's factored. If you double distribute, you will get this original trinomial. So when it's C is negative, I'm actually going to write down the subtraction problem so I know where to put the signs, because it's not a double stack, because the plus isn't in the back. All right. Now, when A is not 1 in this situation, the first thing I would look to do is GCF. So, oh, that should say 6 there, silly me. So let's see how to do this one. Okay, so that's a 6. And here we go. We're going to factor out a 3. X squared minus 7x plus 10 equals 0. And now we have to factor inside of here. Now that 3 is going to stay out front. We're going to get two quantities. And I need two factors of 10 that add to get 7. Well, I'll list the factors for you. I don't really need to do it, but to help you out, I'd be more than happy to. I'm going to add to get 7. Looks like 2 plus 5. So we have an x and a 2, an x and a 5, and then plus in the back, it's Wendy's double stack. Boom, boom, they're both negative. There we go. All right, now, because it equals 0, I have to solve. I have to take each quantity and set it equal to 0 and solve it. Some of you will know how to do this. Some of you are going to be rusty on it. So I'm going to take x minus 2 equals 0. Take x minus 5 equals 0 and solve for x. If there was an x here, I would have to do that one as well. Okay, but there is no x there, no variable, so x is going to equal 2, and x is going to equal 5. And some of you would write the answer this way, or you'd put the solution side of 2 and 5. And there you go. All right, I am not going to do problem number 6 for you. You're going to do that as part of your video quiz. All right, so this is going to be your video quiz. One problem, factor it completely, and solve for x. All right, that's it for the video. Mr. Laurence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.